Hi, welcome to my channel, Takia Katero. Today is November 28th, Friday, 2025. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone. So yesterday was Thanksgiving. Today is no longer Thanksgiving. But I hope everyone was able to spend their Thanksgiving how they would have hoped to have spent it. Most of all, peaceful and delicious and warm. I had a beautiful Thanksgiving. It was quaint. It was satisfying. And most of all, best of all, it was my Thanksgiving. Like, it was how I wanted to spend Thanksgiving. Right? Nothing felt forced. Nothing felt dramatic. It was just nice. You know? No chaos, no drama, no loudness. Aside from, like, the music, obviously. But that's, like, welcomed. Right? Until it's no longer welcomed. But it was nice. And I hope that you all had a beautiful Thanksgiving as well. And if you didn't, then perhaps next year, you know? And if you're watching this and you were the reason why Thanksgiving sucked, well, I don't know what to tell you. Alright? Try again next year. But for those of you who still tried to have a good Thanksgiving and it just didn't work out that way, I really hope next year is better for you. Truly, truly, I do. Alright? And, listen, I thought my dreams were wild before. I just had... Never mind. I just heard so I'm just gonna... Let me just pull cards and then we'll see what happens, alright? Oh, wait, today's Black Friday, right? Yeah. I'm kind of glad Thanksgiving's over. Now, the hard part is coming after it, which is eating Thanksgiving for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like the next couple of days, right? Until you get sick of it. And then next year rolls around and you crave it. And then you get sick of it. And then next year rolls around, right? It's a whole... But those are like fun cycles, right? Those are like, yeah, Thanksgiving. And it's just like, oh, I'm done with Thanksgiving food for a while. Right? Those are fun cycles. Alright, let me get these and these. Oh. Oh, okay. My little cuppa. Don't they call cups of coffee or... Yeah. They call them cuppas. C-U-P-P-A. I think in like England or like London or something. I need to figure something out. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling cards. And then, you know, go from there. Sorry. Okay. Let me get some cards. I know. Someone's insides are like emotionally a mess, and it's really like annoying me only because like it's not the emotions that are annoying me. It's the fact that there's someone that they're just all over the place on the inside, okay? And they want to make it everyone's problem. And that's really annoying. It's actually really irritating me. All right? For a lot of you, this could be a distorted feminine, or it could be a distorted masculine. But I really feel like this is coming from a distorted feminine. And she's just all twisted up on the inside. She's got a lot of emotions going on. She's got like a lot of just too much. It's just too messy. Just emotionally messy. Okay? And the reason why I'm getting irritated, it's because like just sit down and heal. Just do that. All right, just do that. Just sit down, relax, take a breather, calm down. Right, like just sit down and calm down and like just stop. I get irritated when people like do too much out of a lack of common sense. That's what irritates me. Like you're not using your brain, you're not thinking. All right? And I think people who have a brain but don't use it really irritate me because it's like it's just dumb. Okay? So I really feel like there's a distorted feminine that is just doing the most out of a lack of common sense. And that's not an excuse because this is an adult, all right? You got adults. You got whole adults, right? You got elders, you got senior citizens, you got women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and they still do things out of a lack of common sense. And I feel like age is no longer an excuse because you've been on this earth for how long? It's just irritating. But, you know, that's what's going around. Grief in reverse. And it's like, you want me to feel bad because of your emotional messiness? I don't. I'm sorry. I can't. It's not within me. I don't have that within me. Not even a little pity party. No. I feel like this person could be a narcissist because I'm seeing the card narcissist for a pity party. The card that I wrote, it was a pity party for a narcissist / liar. So this could be hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. So this could, the corn dogs. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, 1 second. All right, sorry. there's this shop that has like amazing Korean corn dogs. Forget it, doesn't matter, irrelevant. And sage. Sorry, I gotta be quick with this. So I feel like that person with the emotional messiness who is doing the most out of a lack of common sense is about to really piss you off or do something to really irritate you. I feel like they've been doing something energetically to try and cross boundaries, to try and cause fires in your life. But because you're able to catch on to these things, you can put out these fires. And it's really pissing them off. And because they feel like they're able to like mess with your life, interrupt your life, for some of you destroy your life, and you're just, it's like a dumb criminal, right? It's a dumb criminal. I knew it. Ugh, I knew it, man. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. You know what? Actually, I should get this deck real quick while I'm here. So yeah, I feel like this is like a narcissist who just wants people to feel bad for their emotional messiness. And unfortunately for you, that's just not where you're at. You just don't give a F. You just don't. And that's okay. All right? You can't feel bad for everyone's emotional messiness on the inside. You just can't. That's not something that you're not responsible for that. Right? Because if you paid attention to everyone's emotional messiness inside, you would be losing focus on yourself, and you would not be paying attention to your own emotional awareness, your emotional stability, your doing your emotional cleanup, right? So I feel like if this person over here, and you just don't feel bad for them, you just don't care, and that's not in a mean way, right? I was also getting something like, you're not curious about what you don't care about. Okay, which is basically, in another way, what I'm saying is that I feel like this person could be like stalking you and spying on you and trying to keep tabs on you, but it's the other way around. You just don't care. You're not curious about this individual. You're not focused on this individual, so you don't care. You can't care about what you can't care about. All right, and I feel like that's another thing that really bothers this individual, right? Not only do you not care about them, you're not curious about them, you don't feel bad for them. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're doing the most out of a lack of common sense. Because if they had common sense, they'd be like, maybe this is too much. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this is crossing the line, right? They don't have that. They're not cognizant of what they're doing. Alright, so that's that. I might have to pull another one from that, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's just a mess. It's like, ugh. You can feel the unsteadiness within them. You can feel it. The unsteadiness, the ungroundedness, the lack of discipline, the lack of morality, the lack of awareness, the lack of gratitude even. You can sense it. And, that's not your place to be concerned about. Like, I did a reading yesterday where I was basically talking about how why someone, people's insecurities and this and that and blah, 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 but that's not your concern. It doesn't concern you to be like, hey, I know why. You can't do that to people, right? So I feel like in this situation, I feel like it's kind of the same thing. Their emotional messiness does not concern you. It has nothing to do with you. The reason why you are so messed up on the inside does not concern me. It has nothing to do with me. And I know that sounds really cold and harsh to say, but it's true. Right? You didn't instill trauma onto this person. Hopefully not collective, right? But you didn't. That's something that they have to deal with. And the more that they don't want to deal with those things, it just, I don't know, it just makes people turn into like these soulless, devoid humans that lack empathy and common sense. And that's really annoying. It's really irritating because it's like, how are you going to bother me when you're most bothered by yourself? Right? The reason why you're doing this is basically you're a whole adult acting out because you're You're having you're a whole adult having a tantrum because of how you feel on the inside. So that a tantrum is not going to touch me. It can't, because the reason why you're having a tantrum isn't because of me. It's because you're bothered by your insides. And you can't say that to people like that. You can't say, "Oh, you're just you're just protecting because you hate yourself." You can't. You know, that's harsh. That's mean. That's too much. But still, it may be true, but you still can't do that, right? You're doing the most because you're bothered by your situation, your environment, your job, your life, your relationships, your mindset, your habits, your lack of discipline, your moralities, your this, your that, your past, your traumas, your pain. I can go on and on and on, right? You really feel some type of way, and you want to project that. You want other people, you want to like lash out on someone. It's not going to be the collective. It can't be, because the collective doesn't care enough to be like, "Oh, you know what? I'll be your punching bag." No! Dummy. You got the letter M, could be first, last, middle, initial name of a word or a place. This person has a lot of... Not only is this person messy, but they're materialistic as well. You got too many struggles. You got to pick one. You can't be messy, materialistic, and vindictive. You can't. It's too much. You're doing too much. And I feel like it's irritating because you know that they're doing too much. And it's like, do you not see what I see when it comes to you? I feel like that's so irritating. That's so irritating to me. Oh my goodness. It's just like, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Right now. You need to. So that's another reason why you just don't care. What is there to feel bad about? Right? Proverbs 24:20. For the evil man has no future. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. So whatever that they're doing, whoever is in that energy, you already know it's not your concern. The Most High God told you that's not your concern. Their emotional war, the war that they are having within themselves, against themselves, towards themselves, and with the Most High God, does not concern you. They will be dealt with accordingly. And the fact that they're trying to, like, I don't know, distract themselves from their own miserable lives and bother you, they will be dealt with accordingly. It says it right here, right? For the lamp of the wicked will be put out. This messy, materialistic individual who keeps trying to bother you, they will be dealt with accordingly. So let it be. That's why the Most High God says it doesn't concern you. What they're going through, what they're dealing with, and who they are, it doesn't concern you. And you're just like, okay, say less. And less was said, right? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to feel bad. You don't have to acknowledge. You don't have to be curious. Nothing. If there's no pull to this, I feel like that's another thing too. Whoever this person is, they keep trying to pull you. They keep trying to like pull you into their energy, and they can't. So they keep trying to overstep your boundaries and trying to like get into your energy, and it's very unwelcomed. So, all right, that's the only way that they can like even get you to like think about them. Get you to, it's kind of like, oh, the collective's going to be at that bookstore at 3:00 on a Tuesday. Let me go there too, right? They're going to do that. This is an example, right? They would do that. And then, so when you see them, you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then it's a whole thing. So that way they need to like push their energy onto yours. I love it. Look it's the same. I told you. Careful. So yeah, I really wouldn't continue to not be worried about this individual, because realistically, who is this? They're nobody in your energy, in your life, in your time, in your future. I was also getting something about like a 5-year plan, right? Now, people, especially like when you're young, you laugh, 5-year plan. Haha, that's so stupid. That's so adult. That's so lame. But realistically speaking, as you progress in age, as you get older, you want to have a 2-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. You want to have goals, and like you want to set achievements for yourself, and you want to have idea of where you want to go, what you want to be. Whoever this is, they don't even have a plan for next week. All right, they don't have a plan for next week, so that should give you an idea of who this individual is. You have steps that you want to achieve, and plans, and this and that, and goals and accomplishments, and right, and you're doing that. You're actively making progress to the future that you want. This person, they can't even make active progress for dinner time. Okay, they can't even make active progress for tomorrow's breakfast routine. They don't. You want me to feel bad for what? Very disorganized, very messy, very lacking common sense, very materialistic. Too much. You got too much. You got to pick a struggle because you got too much going on. It's too much. This could be a Cancer or a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This could also be a mother figure that's in this energy, which is crazy to me. Fourth house is about the mothers. It's also about the root base, knowing who you are, where you're going, where you come from. This individual, I've been getting this individual in my readings this entire week lately about someone who has like an identity crisis. Like they don't know who they are. They don't know where they come from. They don't know who they want to be. They don't have like a 5-year plan. They don't know what they want to do in the future. They just don't know anything about what they don't know. They're just walking around life like clueless and thinking that it's cute to be petty and vindictive. And on top of that, they're emotionally messy and materialistic. And it's like, you got too much going on. And it's irritating me because you're trying to bother me. But you're really bothered about yourself. This person could be like intimidated by you. Nothing they're doing is working. If anything, it's just turning you off even more from this individual, right? Like if they're doing the most to try and get you to be friends with them, if anything, it's just like, ugh, friends with you? You're not, that's not being mean. It's just that they're too lacking in common sense. They're too low vibrational, too petty, too immoral, too messy. Like if you like things to be a certain way and this person has a complete disregard for that, and they're trying to be your friend and trying to overstep your boundaries and trying to make you uncomfortable, and their jokes are weird or they stink or whatever, you don't want to be friends with that. You want to be friends with like-minded individuals that are on your level. This person, they're not on your level. And I feel like they're trying to do the most to overcross your boundaries to get inside your energy, and they can't. There's nothing that they can do that would interest you to allow them into your energy, and that really bothers them. That bothers them because they think it's like, oh, you're too good to be my friend. I didn't say that, but you must feel that way. I'm just not interested in the friendship that you have to offer, or the relationship that you have to offer, or the job that you have to offer, or the whatever it is. They're just not. You if you know who you are, and you have no problem shining your shine, right, living your life with your goals, and this individual doesn't know who they are, they have trouble shining their shine, right, have a lot of insecurities. If you were to stand proudly in your shine and this person stands next to you, right? Now, at first, they would be admired. That's the most thing that is, they're so drawn to you right now. That's why they're so desperate to get into your energy, because they're admired by your shine. But 9 out of 10 times, what happens after is people like this, they start to envy your shine. They start to imitate your shine. They start to copy your shine. They start to feel some type of way about your shine to the point where they want to take it. You cannot allow this person into your energy because they're admired by your shine and your light. But 9 out of 10 times, because of how they feel within themselves, they're going to start to compete with that, copy that, imitate that. They want to take it, right? And it's just because what they see is better than how they feel on the inside. You cannot. So yes, in a way, you're better because you're cleaner, you're more cleansed, you're more calmer, you're more stable, right? This person's not. They're unstable, emotionally unstable, emotionally messy. They're just all over the place, but very materialistic. This person can also not just, I feel like your emotional state within also represents your physical state. So if this person's like emotionally messy, mentally confused, spiritually lost, this could play a role into their physical environment as well, right? Also with their hygiene as well. But, take it how it resonates. I don't know. This person, they're just, a cycle of a mess. So they could be repeating cycles that it's just, I don't know. I'm telling you, being around this person would irritate you. It's not going to be, oh yeah, let's totally be friends. It's not like that. Like, oh yeah, we're having this like-minded conversation. We're both learning from each other. We're both growing. We're both, we both have our own goals. We're both supporting each other. No. You have your own goals and you know where you're going. This person will not be able to support you because they're going to feel threatened by your goals. this person, being around this person will irritate you. And this is the same exact person that has been trying to find a way inside of your energy. They're so attracted to your energy. They want to be around it. And you just, no, I'm not interested. Because I know you. You're only attracted to my shine. But if you let this person in, 9 out of 10 times there goes the competitions, the backhanded compliments, right? The attempts of gaslighting, the copying, right? It's they don't know who they are. And you can't tell this person anything either. You can't tell them anything. This is someone who, like, does not take accountability or will gaslight you into, like, you'll tell them the truth or you'll confront them about something and they'll gaslight you. And now you feel bad about that for telling them the truth or confronting them or telling them, like, this is a perfect example of when I say when you meet people and you can tell exactly what their insecurities are, you can't outright say that because a lot of the times people aren't ready to hear that. They're not there yet. This is a perfect example. This individual, you tell them you're only doing this because of this and that. They're going to be like one ear, not the other. And they're going to go right back to doing exactly what they were doing. Right here, it says Proverbs 23:9. Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. This person has no intentions of healing, learning, expanding, growing, right? This is a whole adult that doesn't want to grow up, right? You tell them you're only mad because you're jealous. They're going to go back to doing the exact same things that makes them act out of jealousy. You can't tell them anything. That's why you know nothing you say will change anything about this individual, how they're going to act. So that's why you can't say anything and you don't feel bad, right? You can't say anything, you don't feel bad. It is what it is. And that's just how it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. And this person's irritated because you don't care enough to allow them in your energy, and you don't. What am I going to say to you? Are you going to change? They're not going to change. So why am I going to talk to you? I'm not going to waste my breath having a conversation with you. When you're just going to go back to doing the next dumb thing. All right? Or doing the same dumb thing. You know? It's like ridiculous. So that's what's irritating, because it's like you want to get in my energy to do what? Bother me? And if I tell you you're bothering me, you're going to be like, oh, okay. And then you're going to go right back to bothering me. Like, no. That's why God is saying this person, whoever they are, whatever they're going through, does not concern you. It doesn't concern you, because no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they're not gonna get it. So just let them be in their own misery and go on about your business. Go on get. Right? Go on get. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too darn bad. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of these cards, and then I'm going to close the reading. Yeah, this could be a whole mother, too. You know how many messy moms I be seeing? Right? Messy dads, too, right? Because they're not excused, all right? But if this is a parent, they're a messy parent, right? Or they just have, the reason why they're so messed up is because they have parental issues, like mother issues or father issues, but it's really mother issues because of the Cancer 4th house. That's the mother of the zodiac. All right, so they could really have some deep-rooted mother issues, and it's just like, at some point, you're gonna have to fix that, baby. At some point, you're a whole adult. You shouldn't be acting around like a reckless teenager in your 20s, 30s. 20s is okay, all right? Your early 20s, that's excusable. But once you hit your mid to late 20s, at some point, do you have a plan? Do you know what you want to do with your life? Right? I've met grown elders that still be doing the most, and it's just like you're about to kick the bucket. This is how you can spend the last years of your life being messy. Unexcusable. I can't. I don't like being around people that irritate me, because then it makes me want to like tell them everything about themselves. And I've done it before, and sometimes that'll break people, and I don't want to be responsible for that. So my best advice to you, collective, would just be to just keep on not caring about these individuals and just go on about your business, right? And if the Most High God says, if one day the Most High God says otherwise, then you listen to that. But until then, it's not your concern. All right? Because everything changes. This person, right? People like this, they could one day wake up and be like, you know what? I want to change. I want to break out of this cycle. I want to be different. I want to heal. Absolutely they can. People like this are not like this forever. All right? They can absolutely have the choice to. It's their choice. That's the key word. They can choose to wake up one day and be like, you know what? I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to change. Right? But at the end of the day, if they're like this, it's because they're choosing to be like this. This is a choice. They're comfortable like that. You're comfortable sleeping in trash. You're comfortable feeling like trash. You're comfortable looking like trash. Unexcusable. Unexcusable. Please get away from me because you're just irritating me. All right? I'm going to get, cool, 4. 9 of Swords reverse. Yeah, you're not worried about this individual at all. What is it that you're worried about? You're not thinking about this person. You're not worried about this person. There's nothing that this person can do that can actively, physically, directly stress you out. Or indirectly at that. Nothing that they can do is stressing you out. Because you know, that's not my problem. That's not my feelings. That's not my thoughts. That's not my actions. That's not my life. That's your life. You stick with that. You got to deal with that. You got to live in your life. That's why you're so miserable. Because your life, you don't like it. That's not my problem. Clean it up. Do what you got to do. Fix things. Organize things. Right? You don't like the house that you live in? Do something about it. But don't come over here and bother me because you don't like how you feel at home at your house. 9 of Swords reverse. Let me show you upright so you can see it. A 9 of Swords reverse. Yeah, this person is like this big ass bird over here. They're trying to bother you. And it's just like nothing you can do is going to irritate and bother me, or because you're not welcome. You're not welcome in my energy. Okay? You're not going to be welcome. Not anytime soon. I don't know for how long, but until you're in this energy, when you are in this energy, you're not welcome. You're not welcome. And that's perfectly acceptable. Right? That's perfectly acceptable. If you decide to change and heal and, grow and be mature and blah, 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 then maybe, right? Slim chance, but it's a possibility. But until you're in this energy and it feels like they have no qualms of choosing anything different, you're not welcome. And you don't feel bad about that. And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to feel bad about that. That's perfectly fine. We have the Knight of Pentacles upright. Yeah, you have no issues rushing into a relationship with an individual. There's no rush. You're not worried about it. You're not, oh my God, I should go reach out to them. Oh my God, I should go see how they are. Oh my God, I should, no. The Knight of Pentacles, he is the slowest knight in the deck. He will take his time. It's kind of like, oh my God, there's an emergency. The Knight of Pentacles like, oh, there's an emergency. Okay, I hear you. It's like that sloth from Zootopia. Right? They were like an emergency. You gotta type this in. We gotta find this car. And the sloth was like, the car, you say? We have to find the car. Okay. You're in no rush when it comes to this individual. And you don't care. And this person is irritated because not only do you not care about them, having a relationship with them, being around them, but you're not rushing towards them. You're not, oh, I should go reach out to them. I should go talk to them. I should go text them. I should go see how they are. Let's go. No, you're not in the energy. You're taking your time. You're not bothered. You're just. And also the entertainer? The Knight of Pentacles is the entertainer. I feel like if you really want to be petty with it, I don't condone pettiness. But if anything, I feel like this person doing the most out of a lack of common sense, and you know exactly who, what, when, where, why, it's amusing to you. It's amusing to see how far people are willing to go to cross your energetic boundaries. It's amusing to you at this point. It's like, wow, you'd go that far, huh? How far are you willing to go? Let me see. It's just amusing because people will really do the most and then be like, no, I didn't do that. I won't do that. I'm not doing that. When you're literally looking at them. You can see it happening in real time. They're like directly stealing from you. No, I'm not stealing from you. It's like I'm literally watching you put the apples in the bag. So it's amusing. Right? It's comical. It's so dumb. It's comical. Right? You can only laugh because the audacity. It's like, wow. I'm truly amazed. We have the Pelican, the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. I feel like there's an Emperor. On the bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. Jesus. For me?
Yeah, it's a white feather.
Oh my gosh, thank you, baby.
And for the
She
bird.
gave me a white feather. Can I have a hug?
Yeah.
It's pretty like you. Mwah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's a white feather. It's a white feather like a bird. It's a white feather ball, and I found it.
I love it. Thank you.
And this white bird.
This, I feel like, first of all, in the beginning of the reading, I talked about how this could be a distorted feminine. This could also be a distorted masculine, so take it how it resonates. But I feel like this is a distorted, I was going to say medicine. So this person could be using substances to kind of like heal themselves or distract themselves. So they could be drinking a lot or indulging in substances, right? Looking for some form of, some form of medicine, right? To like help themselves instead of just going to therapy and like taking something prescribed from the doctors. But they want to do everything and anything else aside from like get to the root base of the problem, right? Who the real issues of themselves. Now, this distorted feminine, they could be male-centered, right? Which is basically that makes another reason why it makes them dangerous in a way where you cannot be around them because, first of all, if you have any experience being around male-centered women, they will throw you under the bus for a man, and even if that man abuses them, right? If, for example, a good example, right? Trigger warning for DV abuse. You have a friend, and that friend has a very abusive boyfriend, right? And you see him put his hands on her, so you step in, right? You're gonna beat her boyfriend up because he just put his hands on your friend. What will that woman do? She will then in turn yell at you for hitting her man, who was just putting hands on her. Be careful with women like this who are male-centered. I feel like with the Emperor right beneath that, this person is hung up on a man who doesn't want to like, I don't want to use this term like this, like doesn't want to hop off on a man or let go of a man. All right, she's hung up on some sort of emperor. I don't know what to say about that. But this emperor with the Nine of Cups on the right, she's like in love with this emperor. She has feelings for this emperor. She has emotions for this emperor. She's not going to let this emperor go. Like she's hovering literally around this emperor. She doesn't want to... This is a male-centered woman who is like very messy on the inside, materialistic, just very immature and petty. Justice reverse, karma reverse that came out. I feel like this person just does the most, thinking that in their mind they're like delusional. They're delusional in their beliefs. They feel like what they're doing is justified and right. Like I just said, you tell this person, yeah, you shouldn't do that, that's wrong. They're gonna go right back to doing it because in their mind they feel like they're doing the right thing, or they feel like they just didn't hear you. The Three of Trees upright. That's the Three of Pentacles. It's so crazy. There's something so wrong about this person because this person, they're male-centered. They're messy on the inside. They're hung up on a man, and all they want to do is collaborate with you. They want to be friends with you. They want to work with you. They want to learn from you. They want to be around you. And it's like, you're too messy on the inside for me to be around. You're not on my level, respectfully. So no.
Hello.
And they're getting irritated because you don't want to be around them and you don't feel bad. And it's like your priorities are all messed up. You don't know who you are. You know where you're going. You don't know what you want. You're male-centered. You're messy. You're materialistic. You're petty. You're vengeful. You're immature. It's just it's just too way low vibrational. And it's like all they want to do the most of is work with you. They feel like you can teach them. If this is a perfect example of you tell this person, okay, well, if you want to be better, you should start doing this, and they'll be like, okay, and they won't do it. They won't do it. They have a lack of discipline. They don't know how to discipline themselves, and so why am I going to tell you? You want to ask me for advice, and you're not going to take it. So why are you asking me? Why am I going to tell you? That's my fault for telling you the advice, because you're going to keep asking me for advice. But I would be the dumb one to continue telling you the advice. You're going to go right back to doing the same dumb thing, right? Or the next dumb thing. Your happiness is their karma. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for being happy, and you being in a miserable position in your life does not affect me. I'm going to continue to be happy in my life. It is what it is. That's just how it is. All right, bye.